They sold out tickets in 8 minutes here in Columbia, South Carolina, hosting their very first Super Regional. And they are ready to rock as the 8 seed. Should be a tough matchup, though. UCLA is the 9 seed, and the Bruins were rocking that bus before they entered Carolina Softball Stadium today, and they boast some pretty incredible hitters. Megan Grant, top 5 in the nation in home runs this season. One of the best days of the year because this weekend we are sending teams to the Women's College World Series. The winner of our Super Regional will advance to Oklahoma City and match up with the winner of the Liberty, Oregon Super Regional. Of course, it is best 2 out of 3, and Game 1 is on deck. Ready to rock for this one? Let's go. Courtney Lau alongside 2-time National Player of the Year, Olympic bronze medalist Danielle Laurie. And what makes this super spicy for you?
Well, I feel like 8-9 is always a little spicy because it's supposed to be pretty evenly matched when you think about it. But, I mean, the fear factor in that UCLA lineup, you feel it with those athletes. But on the flip side for South Carolina, across the board, I feel like they do everything really well. So this is exciting to see the 8-9 go at it, especially in South Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look and talk about that UCLA offense first. They feature the Bruin Bombers, who last weekend, Jordan Woolry and Megan Grant combined for 4 home runs and 13 RBI.
Yeah, these two women last weekend were a huge piece. I mean, they had back-to-back-to-back run rule games, and the Ribbies don't lie, huge contributors, not only last weekend, but in general. Like, when this team needs athletes to step up and try to make that push to OKC, these are the names that come to mind.
Yeah, they have combined for 161 RBI. That is a UCLA single-season record for a duo, and helped the Bruins run roll all 3 games in the regional for the very first time. Now, the pitching they'll be facing this weekend, it is a true pitching staff for South Carolina.
It is, and they have each other's back through and through, and I think that's really what stood out when we got the chance to sit and talk with them. They're going to have to lean on each other, truly follow the scouting report, trust their stuff, and go big against UCLA.
UCLA getting ready. They're on the road for a Super Regional for the first time since 2016. Let's take a look at their starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One. And we told you about the 2 big hitters. I mean, there's a lot of big hitters in this lineup, but the 3 and the 4 hitters, Woolry and Grant, those are your Bruin Bombers. And in the circle, it's going to be Jory Hurd getting the start. Now, Ashley Chastain-Woodard told us they were going with Jory. Why was that?
Well, number one, she has high velo, and I do think she is throwing the best right now. When you look at her numbers, they stand out to me, and that's really at times what it comes down to. She has to set the tone. Starting a game is very different than at times coming in, and those have been the conversations behind the scenes, because at times she's been able to come in, but I think she has the high velo, touches 70 miles an hour, and has that good backdoor curveball as well as that curve into those left-handed hitters. It's going to come down to being able to throw good pitches in big moments and execute under pressure.
And I mean, right off the bat, you're going to face Jessica Clements, the Cal Poly transfer, who was sensational last week for UCLA in her very first NCAA tournament.
Such a spark plug, and her first ever. I mean, it was almost kind of emotional for her getting that opportunity to finally play in this tournament.
Jessica Clements, she decided instead of entering the transfer portal earlier in her career, she wanted to finish off, get her degree at Cal Poly, does not regret that decision, and now has found her spot at the top of the order for UCLA, a program that has won more NCAA titles and been to the Women's College World Series more than anyone else. Last 10 games hitting .394.
And I think at times with Jessica Clements, there was this, is it going to be able to transfer over from playing at Cal Poly in that conference to be able to play and switch and play into the Big Ten against that level of competition? And she has surpassed everything.
This one hit back at Jory Hurd, fields her position well, and it's 1 away. The start for the South Carolina team, so critical. Ashley Chastain-Woodard is in her first season leading her alma mater, and she told us, we need Jory and this defense to go out and set the tone.
And first inning is critical for so many reasons, like kind of figuring out what the strike zone is, what you're going to be able to get behind the plate stands out.
Savannah Pola high in the sky, bouncing it off the wall. sliding into third. This is a deeper park than UCLA plays at home. I think at home that one would have gone.
Out. Swinging early in the count. Let's go. This is a rise ball that's up, but she's able to get barreled up with it. And you're right, at home, this is out all day. But in this ballpark, the hardest ballpark to hit home runs. It's a pitcher's favorite to pitch in. Gets the triple.
On the first pitch she saw, Pola has now reached in her last 10 games, and that brings us to Jordan Woolry, who has set the second most, RBI in a single season with 82, and she's got a runner at third. Hitting .556 in the NCAA tournament this year.
And I think too, Courtney, you think about the first inning, hosting super regionals at home, the adrenaline, the heart rate, all the things play a factor in that first inning. And it's, on the flip side for UCLA, I mean, they love to hit. So it's almost like you feel more pressure when you go out there on defense, especially as a pitcher, to set the tone for how you want the game to go.
Yeah, UCLA 5th in the nation in hits.
I think at times it definitely benefits first game to be able to come out swinging right out of the gate.
Yeah, and Kelly Inoue Perez had said they want to come out aggressive. And that's huge for Jory Hurd to strike out Jordan Woolry after giving up the triple.
Especially with a runner on third base. I mean, she just buckles down, goes in tight on the hand, some upspin. Woolry, sure thing. Just goes to show how deceptive that pitch looks, how good that pitch looks.
But I mean, take a deep breath, because here comes Megan Grant, who is their home run leader. She gets jammed. Pop up, and coming over from second is Carly Shelton. That grab keeps the run from scoring. And now we'll see those South Carolina bats for the first time. UCLA leaves a runner on third, and now South Carolina will grab the bats. And in the circle today for UCLA will be Caitlin Terry, who is a two-way player this year. Over her career, these 2 years in the NCAA tournament, 1.2 ERA.
Yeah, she's a gamer. When you think of that, you think of Caitlin Terry, the left-handed pitcher. Got a lot of good high leverage innings last year that has really put her in a good position here her sophomore year with the experience. She has that rise ball. She throws that a good chunk of the time at 39%. Has that curveball, can go downstairs when she needs to, and we'll sprinkle the change piece in at 9% every now and again.
The starting lineup for South Carolina brought to you by Capital One. Quincy Lilio will lead off, but Ariana Rhodey in the 3 spot on a 3-game hit streak. She set the single season records for home runs and walks. And the second part of that, the walks record, was most impressive to her head coach.
And that's something that they stress as an offense. Really patient at bat, swinging at pitches in the zone, being able to take your walks and pass the bat.
But the first battle today between UCLA's pitching staff and these South Carolina hitters is with Quincy Lilio, the transfer from Oklahoma. Over her last 8. But her impact, I mean, her teammates have talked about it. Her coach has talked about it. Won 3 national championships at Oklahoma, and then brought just a different mindset and experience to South Carolina.
Not sure where that one missed.
There's the first strike coming in from Caitlin Terry, a player for UCLA this year. Last year we saw her just pitch and carried a huge load. Now she's pitching, hitting, plays right field when she's not pitching.
Well, and I think better for it. Post-game press conferences, she really talked about being able to help herself on both ends. Last year, obviously, with injuries at times with Taylor Tinsley and Caitlin Terry having to carry a different type of kind of load in the circle. I think it was like, all right, let's just make sure we can keep her healthy for pitching. So kind of being that two-way player. She got a couple at bats last year, but two-way player all the way this year.
Worked herself back into this full count, and now Lelio has to foul it off to stay alive. Lelio is their top hitter when it comes to average, 360 on the season.
That's a good pitch.
And a battle in the first AB. Lelio takes her base. Just the second walk issued by Caitlin Terry in 9 postseason innings.
And this is, I mean, she's working it. This is a 7-pitch at bat, and this is clutch. It definitely is a little bit too much on the inner corner. I know strike zones are a little bit tighter these days, but that's what it's all about. It's seeing a lot of pitches. 7 pitches, passing the bat to a hot Shelton in the 2 spot.
Yeah, had a hit in 5 of her last 6 games. Is Carly Shelton, the sophomore.
And those lefty-lefty matchups, you kind of think with Caitlin Terry, I mean, majority of those left-handed hitters have a lower average against the left-handed pitchers. Carly Shelton, 385 against righties, but 281 against left-handed pitching, which is still not a bad average, but obviously a little bit lower with the lefty-lefty matchup. You don't tend to see as many left-handed pitchers in our game as you do righties. It usually tends to favor the pitcher.
Yeah, there's 3 left-handed hitters in this South Carolina lineup. This is the second one, 2 at the top, and then in the 7 spot, Shelton. Center, it moves, and Jessica Clements tracks it. Now our first righty-lefty matchup with Ariana Rhodey, the transfer from Charlotte, single season record home runs with 17, single season record 48 walks. Rhodey decided to transfer and follow her head coach from Charlotte 5 days after Ashley Chastain Woodard was announced as the head coach. She was like, I'm coming too. How big is that?
Ice in her veins on that one. That's just a good morning, good afternoon, good night. 3 pitches was all she needed against Rhodey. Climbing the ladder a little bit. Kind of see head pull off a smidge, just under it.
Lexi Winters, the catcher. First batter reached after a 7-pitch at bat. Quincy Lelio got the walk. She's at first for Lexi Winters with 2 down. This will be into the stands. Up on the roof. It's a great ballpark to host a super. First time they've ever hosted a super regional.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. First time me being in South Carolina, getting to see it. Pretty special. I'm digging it. Found some cute coffee shops. I mean, the facilities are beautiful. Haven't met Dawn Staley yet, but thinking maybe we might meet some way or another.
We'll have to go see the Dawn Staley statue they just put up. 2 balls and a strike to Lexi Winters.
There's the first changeup thrown by Caitlin Terry, missing up in the zone, and at times can be an adrenaline-filled pitch when you're starting out a game, right? With that changeup, body can move a little bit too quickly. It's why you saw it drift up, but good to throw it.
This will be back behind the screen. And Ashley Chastain-Woodard, I can't imagine what it's like when your alma mater calls and wants you to take over the program. Moved 90 minutes down the road. Actually, her husband is the head baseball coach at Charlotte, where she was coaching softball, so they've kept houses in both places. Lexi Winters. Welcome to Supers, South Carolina. Sixth home run of the season for the catcher, Lexi Winters, and the Gamecocks take a 2-0 lead.
Gosh, she gets a hold of this one, Court. Not fooled by the upspin on the outside part of the plate and just takes it dead center. Clements tries to track it, but high fences out there in the outfield and gets over center field wall. I mean, that's a tower with how hard it is to hit balls out of this park.
And South Carolina, when scoring in the first inning, 21-3 on the season.
Wow.
This is Ella Chansey, the third baseman. That leadoff walk costing UCLA's defense. Becomes a 2-run home run for Lexi Winters. And Chansey will take her base. Brooke Blankenship here, the shortstop. A couple of free passes issued by Caitlin Terry. The walk to lead off, and then the hit by a pitch just now for Ella Chansey. Blankenship 4 for 8 last weekend in the regional.
I feel like Blankenship has just been such a key piece for them. You think about her on the defensive side playing shortstop, but with all the new things happening last year, she could have very well bounced, right? But so much trust putting in to Coach Chastain-Woodard and the new players.
She started every game she's played at shortstop for the last 3 seasons.
You love the loyalty to being a Gamecock.
Last weekend in the regional, UCLA only allowed 1 extra base hit. It was a double over 3 games. Of course, they run ruled all 3 of those games.
And what was one of the things I said to you? It's different going into a super regional game when you had back-to-back-to-back run rules. Not saying that they didn't feel like, God, the games were very competitive, but different feel at times.
Chansey going to second. Collides with Kanaya Bragg coming over from short, and she's holding her face. May Cordero is the athletic trainer for South Carolina.
Well, and Kanaya Bragg coming across.
Knee to the face mask of that helmet.
And then kind of the way she fell back, hits her head on the dirt. A little bit of impact.
A great sign to see Chansey up. A team that was picked to finish last in the SEC. They tried to dampen the noise of, you know, people had no expectations for them. Well, guess what? They came out and started the season 20-0, and then their head coach started thinking, you know, we could get in the spot to host a regional. And then we can get a spot to host a super, meaning you're a top 8 seed, and they are.
Well, and the conversation was we just kind of want to stay middle of the pack of the SEC. If we're able to do that, that does put us in a good position to host a regional, and then they're fortunate enough with just that great start that they had and a lot of top 25 wins. That strength of schedule plays a big factor. When you play those top 25 teams and you're able to win when it matters, that stands out. I vividly remember this team headed to Duke where they swept Duke. And it was kind of, what is South Carolina going to be like with this brand new coach and a lot of these new incoming transfers? Like, a lot's up for question. You don't know. And to see the start that they had, I mean, it was incredible. I even told the young ladies, like, I was following, like, you guys every weekend, tuning into your games.
Edge of your seat type stuff.
And definitely making Caitlin Terry work here. You're thinking about pitches already in the first inning. 32 pitches she's had to throw, was staying out there a little bit with that collision at second base. She's having to work.
And this will be the 9th pitch to Blankenship. And we're about to see 10.
And what separates this team when I really look at them, and UCLA is very similar, but 186 strikeouts, 251 walks.
From Gainesville to Columbia, South Carolina, welcome in. Gamecocks have already taken the lead, and the 11th pitch of this at-bat, Brooke Blankenship sliding into second. Another run comes home. And look at the Gamecocks go, hosting their very first Super Regional against a program that has won more national titles than anyone else. Courtney Lyle and Danielle Laurie with you. South Carolina got a 2-run home run from Lexi Winters, and they just brought another run across from Brooke Blankenship.
Well, and it's been the length of the at-bats, right? They're seeing a ton of pitches. Caitlin Terry, well over 30 pitches thrown in this inning. Scrappy and working and fouling pitches off to the point where they wait for a pitch they can do something with. Blankenship gets another ribby on the board here for South Carolina. Listen, this is a statement. Hosting first Super Regional ever. 3 spot already here.
A team that was picked to finish last in the SEC. They said, that's fine, doubt us. Started the season at 20-0, tied a record, and then just kept on going. 6 series wins this year against top 20 opponents. And Ashley Chastain Woodard in her first season as the head coach of her alma mater, making history. Abigail Knight at the plate now, facing Caitlin Terry, who got the start today for UCLA. Abigail Knight into the glove of Kanaya Bragg. But this is what you missed. A blast in the first inning from the Gamecocks.
Well, Lexi Winters in a pitcher's ballpark. She says, 2-run shot. Gamecocks up, 3-zip.
Welcome to Supers. 3-0 lead over UCLA. The South Carolina program, what a season it's been. Ashley Chastain Woodard coming back to her alma mater. She was a pitcher here for the Gamecocks, was at Charlotte, moved 90 minutes down the road, added 15 new players, brought 6 players with her from Charlotte. They were picked to finish last in the SEC, and they blocked out that noise. Started out 20-0, and that's when they started to build belief with the team itself that they could do something special. And here they are hosting a Super Regional for the very first time.
Well, in constant conversations week to week about that belief, right? Like the work that's gone into the winter and the offseason and that grind, and then more importantly, like what they've been able to do, the competition, the conference play, like they are a battle-tested team. And I think those are the moments where you need to remember, especially if any nerves heading into a super regional. Like, yeah, you get to host, you get to sleep in your own beds, but there's probably still a little bit of butterflies in your stomach of this is the first that they're getting to experience at home. And man, right out of the gate, let's go.
I mean, they're 21-3 when scoring in the first inning this year. Put up 3 in the first on UCLA. Riley Slimp has Emily Vinson tracking back. UCLA left a runner on third in the first inning. Savannah Pola had a triple. But Joy Hurd getting the start today. And for South Carolina, it is a true staff mentality.
Well, and you have to rely on each other with how much hitting has continued to keep evolving in this game, and the pop and the power and the technology and all the things. It's tough for one arm to do it all by itself. You have to be able to have different looks from different people you can rely on, and that's something that South Carolina has done all year long and done a really good job with it.
Here's Alexis Lefty Ramirez in the DP spot today. For Jory Hurd, 15 1/3 innings pitched now in the last couple of postseasons, no runs allowed. Left a runner on third in the first inning. And Lexi Winters trying to help her pitcher's cause behind the plate. Tatum Stolding is our home plate umpire. Hard hit ball, Ella Chansey all over it. Definition of the hot corner. Ashley Chastain-Woodard isn't sure what she's going to do when Ella Chansey's not playing third.
Well, and that's a good piece by Lefty Ramirez, and that is a heck of a defensive play. You got to tip your cap on the solid defense.
Now the shortstop, Kanaya Bragg. UCLA, a team that, I mean, when you look at them this year, you can't help but notice their offense. Top in several statistical categories. They run ruled every team last week at the regional. First time in program history that they've won 3 straight run rule games to start a regional. In fact, they set a program record this year, 28 run rule wins. But now find themselves behind.
Well, and it's always nice to have run rule victories and know, hey, looks like we're probably going to get out of this regional. But there are times, too, in a regional where you're tested a little bit heading into a super regional, knowing, like, dang, we were tested in this regional. Let's carry that over. And I kind of look at that with South Carolina. Like, yeah, they won and they performed well, but there was definitely some scoreless innings for a while where pitchers had to continue to go out and throw great pitches and perform under pressure, and having those feelings from a regional heading into the next is good. I mean, some may say, hey, let's just run rule and just head into the following weekend, but being a little bit battle tested isn't a bad thing too.
Well, and you saw the numbers on the screen that UCLA outscored their opponents last weekend 31-2. They've already given up more runs in this game than they did all last weekend. But it's how do you bounce back from that, and how well tested is this team? A team that played its first season in the Big Ten.
Well, they're battle tested on the grind of the Big Ten and the schedule and the
traveling the world.
I mean, what was it, 20,000 plus miles?
Yes. There's Sophia Mujica, who's the catcher today. And UCLA, a dangerous team. I mean, offensively, they can blink and put up a ton of runs.
And historically, like, they always perform when it matters under pressure. I mean, last year made it to Oklahoma City, had Georgia in the super regional. And this is also kind of the first time for UCLA where they haven't hosted a super in a really long time. Like,
first time on the road, 2016.
Like, that's different. Mind you, they did say, hey, we're used to it with this Big Ten travel, so it doesn't feel like anything, but
well, Kelly Inoue-Perez told us yesterday, look, you get to play in a super regional. Nobody's going to complain about where you play.
No.
We are getting to play. Kelly Inoue-Perez, the only person to have won a championship as a player and a head coach.
I will say, first game, UCSB, it took UCLA the first time through the lineup to put up any runs up on the board. And that was their first game right out of the regional, and that was something Coach Kelly Inouye-Perez mentioned in that little interview. Give us a second, that first time through, let us kind of calm the nerves, get adjusted, and then you'll see how they make the changes. And then they did right out of the gate. Sometimes it does take a minute or two to get settled.
Full count to Mojica. Fair ball. Chansey's got it. Flashing the leather at third a couple of times for Ella Chansey. Well, the UCLA Bruins are the #9 seed in this year's tournament, and boy, do they have a history. They have won more games in this tournament than any other program. They have the most Women's College World Series appearances. 32 times they've been in the Women's College World Series. Most championship game appearances, and of course that trophy case is pretty full. 12 NCAA championships, the most of anyone, their last coming in 2019. And Kelly Inouye-Perez has been the head coach for 2 of those titles. 12 titles, leads Arizona and Oklahoma, who have 8. And of course, Oklahoma has won 4 titles in a row, trying to go for a 5-peat. They face Alabama in their super regional. South Carolina, meanwhile, is trying to get to the Women's College World Series for just the 4th time. Haven't been there since 1997. It'll be 7-8-9 due up against Caitlin Terry in this UCLA defense. What do you want to see differently from Terry from that first inning?
Turn the swagger up a little bit. I feel like when she has this cocky confidence about herself, it shines through.
That's Sellers, who is retired.
I was going to say lead outs, but didn't get a chance. But being able to get ahead of hitters, I think that really is when you can start to toy. You saw that first inning falling behind in some counts, trying to figure out what pitches she could get to establish the inner half to the lefties, fell behind. Then you find yourself having to battle back, and they're a tough offense. They foul off a lot of pitches, but you have to hold your ground. Yeah, you may foul off 9, but this 10th, I'm still going to commit to throwing a good pitch in a big situation and not going to give in. But you know, too, like when she has that like swagger out there,
ooh, scary.
She's ready.
Yeah, that's something she came in with.
Yeah.
I mean, that fire and that attitude and that, she'll give you that little smile, and it's, I don't know, it's a little scary. I kind of like it.
You got to have it.
Facing the 9-hitter in Emily Vinson, left field. Hops off of Woolery's glove. Vinson rounding first, going to go back to first. And that's a hit for Emily Vinson, who was just 1 for 5 in the regional.
I kind of feel like this is a play Jordan Woolery needs to make. She needs to get it before the hop.
And UCLA this season, about March 1st, has had to change their lineup because they had an injury at shortstop and then an injury at second base. So Woolery had to move over to third, was playing at first base. Megan Grant's now at first. She was out or in the DP spot or in the outfield some.
Yeah, lots of moving pieces.
There's Quincy Lelio, top of the order. Had a 7-pitch at bat to lead off this game and got the walk, came around to score on the home run.
And it's when something happens, the bounce back, right? I know they called it a hit to Woolery. I think that is a defensive miscue. I got to go with the E5 on that. It's a play that needs to be made, but then it's the like fall quickly 3-0. So maybe throwing more pitches at times than she needs to because she's playing catch up a little bit and falling behind in counts. she did the same thing to Lilio to lead off the game, to then work it to 7 pitches. She fell behind and then battled back, got it to 3-2.
Lilio, the transfer from Oklahoma, won 3 national titles there and now has been almost an X factor for South Carolina. High hopper back to Terry, going to second to get the lead runner. And Lilio will get to reach on the fielder's choice. Well, it is the best 2 out of 3, of course, in Super Regionals, and this one matches up with the Oregon Liberty Super Regional. Winners will advance to Oklahoma City and the Women's College World Series. What a fun weekend Supers is. Carly Shelton up at the plate, South Carolina native in her sophomore season.
I mean, grew up going to camps at 8, 9 years old at South Carolina. Like, those are the feel-good stories.
Hard hit ball up the middle. Lilio sliding into third. Run gets away. She's going to hold. Carly Shelton at second. The 2 hits in this inning for South Carolina.
And a really good job by Carly Shelton in the 2 spot. She's just keeping it simple. This is a curveball that's down. She goes down and gets it, hits it right back up the middle. I mean, South Carolina looks like they're just in control in all aspects right now. And it just seems like UCLA is uncomfortable. They're not giving me the vibes of last weekend and bouncing around and cheering. Like, you just get this different feel.
And Kelly Inoue Perez with a visit out to the circle to Caitlin Terry and Sophia Mujica, who's behind the plate. Kelly I does call the pitches for this battery. Addison Fisher is working in the pen. We didn't see her last weekend. She was not feeling well, was under the weather. She is was the top-ranked recruit in the nation coming in to fill out this pitching staff, a UCLA staff that has 3 pitchers with over 100 innings pitched on the season. But now you got one of South Carolina's best hitters in Ariana Rodi.
And you can't stress the importance for UCLA right now with 2 outs to try to get out of this inning with no runs. And then on the flip side for South Carolina, like, pedal to the metal, that fearless mentality. Let's go. You cannot score enough runs.
Ariana Rodi, one of 6 transfers that came over with Ashley Chastain Woodard from Charlotte. Questioned, could she repeat the success that she had on that level? And the answer is yes. Single season home run and walks record this year at South Carolina. Rodi grabbed that ball, shot it to the gap. 1-2-run score for the Gamecocks. Rodi locked in.
Well, in the at-bats that South Carolina is putting together, I mean, this pitch is just left a little bit too much over the heart of the plate. Curveball could have been a little more on our hands, but familiar with this ballpark, you can just feel it, the crowd, the energy. Like, those are all things that come into play to give you that little extra when you're out there, and you could tell South Carolina's feeling it.
And I think we may see a pitching change for UCLA. Addison Fisher just trotted back from the bullpen into the UCLA dugout. Caitlin Terry was in the UCLA dugout. And yeah, looks like she's heading out to right field. That's where she plays when she's not pitching. So a statement for the Gamecocks, hosting Supers for the very first time, and they are up 5-0. Pitching change coming. Her very first postseason appearance in the NCAA tournament in her career, Addison Fisher, the National High School Player of the Year last year, makes her tournament debut. She was out with illness, under the weather last weekend.
Yeah, and I mean, For her to be able to come in right now, the importance, damage control, has that good drop ball, one of the best drop balls in the country, can climb the ladder a little bit with that up pitch and has that change up. But listen, it's going to be able, how can I come into this game and make an impact right away? This UCLA team has to ignite a little energy somewhere. And it can start in pitching. They set the tone. They get everyone kind of juiced and going.
The shortest outing of the year to start a game for Caitlin Terry. She's now in right field, and Addison Fisher will begin with Lexi Winters, who all she's done today is hit a 2-run home run in the first inning. And she's hit by Fisher, so reaching for the second time today.
Ouch.
It's the postseason. You shake it off.
You shake it off. And
you welcome it.
Yeah, I'd probably be doing a little walk down the line. Give me a second.
Ella Chansey knows what it feels like. She was hit by a pitch in her last AB. South Carolina tacking on 2 more with 2 outs here in the second inning. Gamecocks with 2 outs, 4 for 5, and they've scored all 5 of their runs. Megan Grant all over it for out number 3. But UCLA in a bit of a hole here after 2 innings in Columbia. Gamecocks in control. Danielle, we were watching last night. First of all, Texas Tech, Nyjah thriving in the postseason in Supers.
One of my favorite players.
Why?
Ever. I've just never seen anything like it in the pitching piece. And listen, with how good hitting really is in the numbers, for her to do what she's able to do, I think is incredible. It needs to be talked about. I mean, $1 million, one of the most humble athletes you can come across. Sometimes I'm like, can you give me more? Like, I really want to dig in there to know, like, what it's like to be Nyjah Kennedy. But to go in and do that to that Florida State offense and throw less than, I want to say, 75 pitches, like, she was efficient. And then on the flip side, Texas Clemson, Clemson's been rolling. They won the ACC tournament. Like, they're firing on all cylinders too. But on the flip side, Texas hosting, and it was a weird game. Like themselves. It was weird. They didn't play good defense. The rain delay.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought there should be more than 1 error in that game.
You're not wrong.
I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
Facts. Caitlin Terry, number 9 hitter. But now, like, you know, 1 sleep for Texas, and they got to get ready.
I know.
Season on the line.
Well, last year they felt what that was like against Texas A&M in the Super, too, when their backs were up against the wall.
UCLA's got to flip the switch, too, here, down 5-0. It was a 2-run home run and then an RBI double in the first inning. Second inning, a 2 RBI single. Caitlin Terry got the start in the circle, but shortest outing for her. She's now in right field and batting in the 9 spot. And Jory Hurd has gotten South Carolina off to the start they needed. Jory Hurd and Sam Gress are the 2 main arms for the Gamecocks, and so important to each other.
Yes. You could even just tell when they're sitting down talking about how locked in both of them are and in sync. And I think having that trust in one another, there's zero jealousy with anything.
Second strikeout for Hurd.
And then it comes down to being able to paint corners, right, in pressure situations, and see Jory Hurd with another strikeout on the outside part of the plate. I mean, just by you.
Top of the order, Jessica Clements, who hit .636 in the tournament. First pitch, Abigail Knight underneath it. 2 down. And I think getting the start for Jory Hurd, it's her first start since May 1st. They've been working on the mentality of that because it is different, the mental approach to starting a game coming in relief.
In relief, the pressure's there, right? That adrenaline is already in that game. But when you start games, you have to provide that setting the tone and what that's going to be like. And they are vastly different. And at times, athletes struggle a little bit with it. See Sam Gress getting warm in the bullpen.
Jory has been working with Joe Rabba, who is their mental performance coach, who's actually the brother-in-law of head coach Ashley Chastain Woodard. He's got a PhD in sports psychology. And Pola got hit in the box on that one. Savannah Pola, the only hit in this game for UCLA. It was a triple in the first, but was stranded there. Hopper to Brooke Blankenship. I mean, you talk about an efficient inning. Momentum all with South Carolina. Last 8 champions, Oklahoma has won 4 in a row, looking for 5. What do you think about Oklahoma going for 5? I mean, I feel like they're even better tested because they had to play in the SEC this year.
They're dangerous, and they're really have heated up. And I think it's theirs until someone takes it away. Honestly, I think the only way to really beat Oklahoma right now is if 2 separate teams beat them. They're hard, the same team, to beat them twice.
Now, they do have to get through Alabama, who did beat them twice in the regular season.
Are they going to be mad? I don't know. I just think about OU.
I don't know. Postseason's different. But I love a spicy storyline, so I'm here for that one.
I'll be watching, probably with you.
Sorry. Brooke Blankenship is leading off. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, all 5 runs for South Carolina have come with 2 outs. Never won a super regional game. Trying to change that. 3 balls and a strike from Addison Fisher, who entered this game in the 2nd inning. This is the 3rd batter that she's faced.
And with Fisher not making an appearance in the regionals last weekend and coming into a situation. Especially never playing in the postseason, right, as a freshman. But what you can at least say about UCLA's pitching staff, I mean, they have 3 pitchers with over 100 innings. And when that's the case, it doesn't matter if you didn't make an appearance in a regional or not. I mean, she threw in the Big Ten championship finals against Michigan. They're all battle tested in their own ways and uniquely different when you think about them.
Fisher, the #1 overall recruit, was the Gatorade National Player of the Year last season in high school. I mean, man, Brooke Blankenship,
again,
just a veteran AB right here.
Well, and that's what they've done all game. They've just, this is a 20th pitch that she's seen on the day. Like, geez, that's a statement that this offense does make, though. They walk more than they strike out. They see a lot of pitches. They have very competitive at-bats, pass the bat mentality. They make it not fun to be a pitcher. Like, I don't want to throw you 20 pitches already. I want to throw you 6 and be done with you. Like, and that's the mental battle sometimes that a pitcher has to face when you're going up against this type of a scrappy offense. You have to be mentally better.
Caitlin Terry's got it in right field. Another great AB for Brooke Blankenship. Well, the Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City. The action begins Thursday, May 29th at noon Eastern, live on ESPN. For more information on the 2025 Women's College World Series, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. UCLA has been to the Women's College World Series 32 times. South Carolina has only been there 3 times, the last one coming in 1997. You better believe if they make it, they'll quickly get up that 2025 on the outfield because, yep, Hanover right there. They already put up the Super Regional.
Better believe it.
I love it. They also got an extra Wi-Fi network set up for this weekend. I mean, let's go.
It's just showing up big.
Looks all shiny and white out there on the field, on the wall. There's Abigail Knight, the right fielder. Ashley Chastain Woodard trying to win the very first Super Regional game in program history. Slimp grabs it in left. Two down. Now Emma Sellers will take a big cut at the first pitch she sees. She's hitting a career high in average at 302. She's never hit over 300 in her career.
Well, waiting for her opportunity. Natalie Heath was in that DP spot for quite a while, and Sellers has stepped up. Can't take her out of the lineup.
Gets jammed there. Kanaya Bragg cleaning it up at shortstop. 3 up, 3 down. That's what UCLA needed. Bats coming back. Well, the UCLA Bruins down 5-0. Leading off this inning, back-to-back will be the Bruin Bombers. Jordan Woolry up first. Let's get inside her head during an AB.
For me, what I look at when I'm hitting is I have like a soft focus on my focal point that's usually behind the pitcher, and just kind of the same as Meg, just focus on my breath and like just repeatedly tell myself like, I got this, keeping it as simple and as easy as possible. And kind of the same, like if I hit it hard, then I feel like that's a win for me regardless of where it goes. So kind of taking out the defense out of the equation too.
I love to hear what these hitters are thinking when they step up to the plate. She's second most RBI in a single season at UCLA with 82 on the year, and changed her swing a little bit.
A little bit. She used to actually double tap with her front foot in her load and took that piece out just simply because of the timing piece. And hitters have more information, more data on her.
Smile on her face, she'll step in and face Jory Hurd, who struck her out in the first inning. Since Savannah Pola hit the triple in the first inning, Hurd has retired 8 of the last 9 she's faced.
Yeah, she's been on point. It comes down to hitting good spots. She's been money on the location. Throwing a little bit of cheddar in the mix. And being able to get ahead of hitters. I mean, that really is when you look at the difference in how UCLA's pitched and how South Carolina, getting ahead of pitchers or hitters, is key.
Pops up just on the skirts of the infield. Running in is Lilio, and Woolry retired for the second time. Jory Hurd has held opponents in the tournament to just 2 for 36 now.
Yeah. That's incredible. .057. I mean, that's when you want to be playing your best softball in the month of May, trying to get to Oklahoma City. I like her getting the ball today, really, with how she's been throwing. Last weekend in the regionals, she was dialed. And Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard was just saying, like, I believe, her getting the start, I do feel like she's going to be able to carry over just kind of her performances from regional and how she's been throwing, and you're seeing just that.
Megan Grant got the ball down in left. Second hit of the day for UCLA. The first one since that triple in the first inning.
Well, for UCLA, this second time through the lineup, you can't get back in it with one big bopper, right? It's trying to manufacture and just pass the bat mentality. And Megan Grant getting on base here. Riley Slimp had the line out to left field her last at bat. Is trying to just put together productive ABs.
Slimp just a freshman, but Kelly her head coach, has told us, I mean, how much this program means to her. There was one time this season she didn't run out of play, and Kelly took her out for a little bit. She was devastated, apologized to the team, and was like, I'm going to work even harder. But it's the little things that matter.
Well, and just the standard of excellence at different programs. And, you know, you fall below the line, listen, you can't sit with us. Like, you got to do the little things.
We wear pink on Wednesdays.
Yeah. But she hasn't done it since. Was very apologetic. And to some, it may not seem like that big of a deal. But I will tell you, like, college coaches, the littlest things, running out ground balls hard, like having just good juju coming into the dugout after a bad inning, picking teammates up. There's the littlest things that they focus on, because it's a 7-inning game.
Slimp was a member of the All Big Ten freshman team. Was the number 8 overall recruit.
And these are good spots, Courtney. Like, you look at that last pitch, 1-2 count. I mean, we're throwing heavy velo in on the hands. We're not missing. We're instilling that little bit of fear on the inner half of like, hey, this is my plate. And then that opens up the outside part of the plate for her as well. But I can respect a pitcher that goes hard in on the hands of righties and lefties.
Slimp reached out for it, sent it over Shelton's head at second. Back-to-back hits for the Bruins. Watch out.
Good at bat, doesn't even have to finish her swing, just barrels it up. Able to find some green over Shelton's head at second, and a couple back-to-backs here for UCLA. And you can't help but think like the importance for them to be able to push a run across in this inning with one down is key.
And they've got Alexis Lefty Ramirez at the plate, who entered the lineup March 22nd against Iowa, was out last year with a knee injury after 5 appearances, and that has been so critical for her to get back in the lineup. She's in the DP today, but we've seen her a lot at catcher since her return. .424 average with runners in scoring position. And Ramirez has talked about, I mean, the recovery took a little bit longer than they anticipated, and just the mental toll that that takes when you think you should be out there, but your body is saying, no, not yet. Had to stick that out and gut through it.
They are definitely happy to have her back, whether it's behind the plate, calling pitches. I know she calls her own game with Taylor Tinsley, and getting to see that kind of dynamic, or having her back with the fear factor in the lineup. You can just kind of tell with certain athletes, like as soon as we finish kind of our meetings with those athletes who walked out the door, and what's the one thing I said to you, I was like, oh, I would have loved throwing to her.
Yeah.
Like, you can just tell that just kind of connection that you'd be able to have, and that confidence in your battery mate behind the plate. I don't know where
Full count.
May just throw it out there. I think she might have missed that one.
3 hits in a row now. Megan Grant speeding home. UCLA finally on the board here in the top of the 4th. Lefty Ramirez.
And she takes advantage. This is a curveball on the outside, and she's able to just kind of pull it to the left side. The hitting piece seems contagious. I mean, that's back to back to back. Good time here to go out and check in with the battery, check in with the infielders, get everyone on the same page, almost ice the kicker a little bit.
And Lauren Hatch will come out to pinch run at second for UCLA, while Ashley Chastain Woodard is in the circle. Oh. Woodard and Zach Parsons both handled the pitching for South Carolina. It's a joint pitch calling effort. You see Sam Gress and also Neely Lamb in the pen right now for the Gamecocks.
And I feel like kind of one more big hit here. I could see them bringing in Sam Gress. I know that was the plan of attack, of these two being able to work together. I mean, the adjustments that UCLA are making clearly different from that first time through to now. And you just see how tight this infield is. I mean, everyone in tight, close to the circle, not wanting any more runs to score here for UCLA.
And freshman shortstop Kanaya Bragg. See, Lisa Fernandez, who's the third base coach this season, she took over the hitting. Obviously played at UCLA, was a pitcher, but also could smash it.
Yeah.
So she comes up with the report, and then it's a staff effort between her, Bubba Nichols, and Will Oldham that help execute that plan. Monster K for Jory Hurd. Third today.
Well, this is just straight heat by you. Obviously has a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of curveball, but you can just tell, I mean, you got to go back to back. Velo was seeing how late she was. They're going to make a pitching change.
Ashley Chastain Woodard told us yesterday, we are going to start Jory Hurd. We need her to go in and have success so they can bring in the veteran, the sixth-year player, Sam Gress. And Jory Hurd has done her job today.
She has. This is a tough offense. She did a good job first time through. Obviously, a couple back-to-back hits and some action. And now you get to bring in the sixth-year with a 4-run lead and 2 outs here in the top of the fourth.
So a pitching change, we will introduce you to Sam Gress as Jory Hurd is relieved after the start today. The plan from the start was to bring in Grandma. Sam Gress, the sixth-year player, teammates, that's what they call her, transferred in. What kind of look does she give compared to Jory Hurd?
Well, I will say she is experienced, right? Being that 6th year, this team looks to her. She is the lead captain of this team. You see the C on her chest. She has that good rise screw to the inside part of the plate to the righties, away from the lefties. But at this point, it's coming in with the like shut the door mentality, right? And getting to experience her first taste of what it's like to play in the supers, some action on the base pass. I mean, this is the perfect time to bring her in.
Got drafted Tuesday night in the WPF. Opportunity to play at the next level. Right now, just worried about winning this super regional game. She'll face Sofia Mujica first. And Sam Gress, a player that started her career at NC State, lost her love for softball. Was very honest with us, said, I entered the portal because I didn't like softball, I didn't like who I was. And that's when she found Ashley Chastain Woodard and that coaching staff at Charlotte, and everything changed.
I feel like that's when you're able to look at kind of that transfer portal and at times see it as a good thing. It's kind of changed and altered the way that this game works now. But for those that are unhappy and don't love it, like, dude, you got to go, right? Go find that love. You only get 4 years or 6.
Yep. Mujica waited on it, found some grass, scores another run for UCLA. It's 5-2. And now the tying run coming to the plate. Caitlin Terry, who started this game in the circle, is the pitcher for UCLA.
And that's a really good job by Sophia Mujica with swinging hard first pitch, and then she's patient. She's able to sit on that changeup, just take it right back up the middle. And completely different team offensively, Courtney, after the first time through. You kind of start to feel a little bit more Bruin energy of how they perform and play well when they're an energetic team. And listen, you're not home. And Coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard had said it in a press conference, like, our crowd at South Carolina and playing in the SEC, you get a different type of crowd and noise and people on you. And when UCLA doesn't have that type of UCLA fight, they play like a different team. They're starting to get that swagger back.
Seneca Curro is the pinch runner at first for UCLA. Caitlin Terry, the tying run at the plate. Bruins trailed 5-0. Both runs have come here in the 4th. Caitlin Terry last weekend at regionals, 4 for 9, had a big 3-run home run, just her 2nd home run of the season. But Gress ahead, 1-2.
Well, if I'm Sam Gress, I'm going to be living on that outside edge to Caitlin Terry, especially with the way that her ball kind of wiggles with that screwball and has that rise. If you can get a little bit of tail away, I think you can get Caitlin Terry on the outside part of the plate.
Gress got her to swing. Fouled it off.
But the difference maker for Sam Gress is her changeup, right? And you saw her throw that pitch to Mujica where she was able to take it right back up the middle. And that's kind of a game changer pitch for Sam Gress. If she does not have that pitch in her arsenal where she can throw it on command, you don't fear her as much. When she does have it, she's tough.
Slow roller off the end of the bat. And this South Carolina defense, who's 6th in the nation, makes the play. We'll talk to the Gamecock head coach, Ashley Chastain-Woodard, when we come back to Columbia. Last weekend on Sunday, there was a water fight in the South Carolina locker room, winning their regional at home, advancing to their 3rd super regional. We're joined by their head coach, Ashley Chastain-Woodard. Coach, what did your team show you last weekend at regionals?
I mean, I thought we played really well. I thought we played like ourselves, like we have all year. And we love being at home, and it was just such an honor for us to be able to have postseason here in front of our fans. And I thought we capitalized on a lot, and we played really great defense all weekend, which was a big game changer for us.
Coach Jory Hurd got through the lineup first time to bit through, and then bringing in the 6-year Sam Gress. What are kind of the important pieces she's going to need to be able to face them 2nd, 3rd time through?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, Sam's special. She's an ultimate competitor, and so we just wanted her on the field, and she matched up well with a kid that was coming up to the plate. I think for us is just making sure that we use the off-speed smart and, you know, seeing if they're sitting on it, if that's what they're looking for. I mean, she didn't hit it super hard, but she did take a good swing at it. So I think just us evaluating what they're doing with the off-speed will be important.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Ashley Chastain-Woodard getting to be the head coach of her alma mater.
And
Jory Hurd
set the tone.
Yeah,
she really
absolutely did.
She did what was asked.
UCLA had the tying run at the plate, but Gress and her defense able to get out of it. And first pitch, Emily Vincent retired to second. Sunday Night Baseball matchup, series finale between the Dodgers and the Mets, 7 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern with Baseball Tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. I think they're doing a rain dance there for tomorrow, just in case. Our producer is telling us, me too, it's going to be 40 degrees. Sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Gross.
It's nothing.
Would you rather be playing heat or the cold?
That's a really tough question because when it's I gotta go heat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Team Canada, you play on the line.
I played in Washington. It was cold there, but
yeah,
40 degrees, not ideal.
Top of the order, Quincy Lely. Oh, popped up but shallow. Megan Grant says it's mine.
Well, and since Addison Fisher's come into this ball game, I feel like she's done a good job of being efficient and getting quick outs. 2 quick outs here. And the importance of being able to do that, try to roll over, continue the momentum offensively that UCLA has been putting together.
Shelton. Pola. 6-pitch inning for Addison Fisher and her defense. Well, South Carolina started this game off with a bang in the first inning. Lexi Winters went yard.
They were getting the action going.
They did. Were able to score 3 runs in that first inning. UCLA had the tying run at the plate in the last inning, but this defense that's 6th in the nation fielding percentage able to get out of that inning. Sam Gress in the circle now in relief of Jory Hurd. She entered in the last inning. She is their veteran, their team captain, the transfer from Charlotte. And she'll start at the top of the order with Jessica Clements.
And it feels like the top of the 5th inning here is super important if you're UCLA, coming off a 6-pitch inning by the freshman Addison Fisher to try to keep the momentum together. It's good hitting.
And that's the first time that Jessica Clements, who was their leading hitter last weekend, has reached today.
And the lefties are well aware. I mean, Bubba Nichols, who helps a lot with hitting, works primarily with the lefties. They know Sam Gress likes to live on that outside part of the plate, and that ball tends to have a little bit screwball on the outside. So for Clements to just kind of go with it, punch it hard through the 5-6 hole, that's good hitting.
Now Savannah Pola. Back-to-back lefty hitters to start the top of the lineup for UCLA. And you mentioned Bubba Nichols. Savannah Pola told us yesterday that she has really helped her as a left-handed hitter. Bubba, of course, a silver medalist, an Olympian, a former Bruin, now on the coaching staff. Savvy Pola, back-to-back hits. And once again, UCLA will have the tying run at the plate, and it's Jordan Woolry, their RBI leader.
And when we talked about her to kick off this game and the importance of someone like Woolry and Megan Grant in the lineup, like, dude, this is your time to shine here. We're in the 5th inning, back-to-back hits, none out. When you think of being clutch and needing to step up, you kind of feel like this is it.
You see the single season RBI leaders. Jordan Woolry is second. Megan Grant, who bats behind her, is third this year. Both behind Stacy Newman-Denise, who's now the head coach at San Diego State. They faced her last weekend.
And with Sam Gress right now, that changeup is really kind of a pitch that she just hasn't been able to establish since she's come into that ball game. And that's the difference maker for her when she can throw that.
6 of the last 8 UCLA hitters have a hit.
Because you know when she has it in her back pocket, at times it's in the back of your mind. When you know a pitcher's changeup isn't really a fear factor, you're always sitting something hard. And when you think of Sam Gress and her success, it is that changeup. But there are times, Court, where you go out there and a pitch doesn't work and you don't have it. And that's when you have to be able to rely on a different tool. And it starts with up in the dome. Like, all right, changeup isn't working. How can I still be able to attack these hitters, work location, focus on utilizing my defense? Huge.
Wow. That's the second time that Woolry struck out today.
And that's a good job of just owning the inner half, the rise ball up and in, no doubt. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, if the changeup isn't in my back pocket right now and I don't have that pitch, let me go with something else and I can climb the ladder on the righties. I think the conversation here is really like being smart, but more importantly, seeing what's happened with the success with the righty and what's happened with the lefties and living on the outside part of the plate to those left-handed hitters. Megan Grant and her, you know, power numbers for sure, but how good she is to hit to all fields. So it's being able to kind of figure out the plan of attack against her.
And Megan Grant up. It's tied the single season Big Ten home runs record. Second at UCLA in single season home runs. Now on a 4-game hit streak after that last inning where she got a single. She's the game tying run.
And also reminding Megan Grant, her power numbers, I mean, she leads this team in home runs with 25 of them. It's just sometimes needing to be reminded of those little things in the moment, being able to execute pitches under pressure. Hey, she does this well.
She went back to a more natural stance for her. Travel ball just felt right. I'd say it's paid off.
Yeah, over the last couple years, going back and watching film on Megan Grant, she almost had this Japanese style where her hands were separated from her body. And when we asked her about that last weekend, she did mention, like, just kind of going back to like my roots and travel ball, hands a little bit quieter, not as separated from her body. And obviously big offensive jumps.
I was disappointed in herself and her numbers of her sophomore season, but has turned that around in her junior season. Had some meetings with Kelly Inouye Perez that were game changers for her. Gress works back to a full count.
And now is when you want to have the change piece in the back pocket if you're Sam Gress. Back-to-back strikeouts of Woolry and Grant. And this is just straight statement. That pitch, I mean, you ain't hitting that. It's tough. But just being able to go 3-0 on Megan Grant, battle back to strike her out, that's big.
She just struck out the Bruin Bombers in a row. UCLA started off this inning with back-to-back singles. First time in an inning that the leadoff reached. But now 2 down for Riley Slimp, the freshman.
There is something great about when super regional matchups line up against teams that haven't played each other, because going in as a pitcher knowing you haven't faced these hitters and they're seeing her for the first time, it's a different type of confidence you're able to bring into the circle. Like, you know, when you play a team, you're seeing some SEC matchups. I mean, Ole Miss, Arkansas right now, it's a 9-6 game. They're familiar with each other. Like, it's a different scouting report going up against a team for the 4th and the 5th and the 6th time. But when you're playing someone for the first time, it's like, all right, I get to just bring it all out. I don't have to hold anything back. You haven't seen my changeup before. You can prep for my changeup, but it's going to look different.
Pop up. Chansey. Second inning in a row that UCLA has left the tying run at the plate. We will talk to the head Bruin, Kelly Inouye-Perez, when we come back to Columbia. Back here in Columbia, game 1 of our super regional. UCLA trailing South Carolina 5-2. And Kelly Inouye-Perez, the head coach at UCLA. I love a good throwback picture. Excuse me. Of course, she was a player and a champion as a player and a head coach, and she joins us now. And Coach, how is the South Carolina team challenging your Bruins today?
They're just doing a good job of putting the bat on the ball and, you know, finding places where the defense isn't. So, you know, more credit them than anything. But I like our team's ability to be able to bounce back. I mean, the game's not over. They did a great job of coming out and throwing some punches, but the game's not over.
Coach, Addison Fisher didn't make an appearance last weekend, but she's come in and she's had really quick innings. What are you seeing from her?
You know, she's being Addison. You know, she's been a big part of this season this year. You know, I think as a freshman to be able to get 100+ innings, she's prepared for this.
Yep.
She's played big games. She's come into situations, and I love what she's doing. She's keeping them off balance, and she's being Addison Fisher, which we're very proud.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, it was under the weather last weekend in regionals. We expected to see her, but did not. And now she is back. Just a 6-pitch inning the last time out in the 4th. UCLA has been close. They've had the tying run at the plate 2 times and left it there. South Carolina took a 5-0 lead after the 2nd inning today. And this is Ariana Rhodey. Already a 2 RBI single in the 2nd. Well, Ariana Rhodey was at Charlotte, transferred in when her head coach took over, but actually played hockey. 3-time state champion on the ice. Now playing in the heat on the diamond. Actually, her entire family and her siblings all played hockey. But she decided to go the softball route.
She's got any Canadian in her. Little Team Canada, maybe?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Are you trying to recruit?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Solid piece of hitting for Ariana Rhodey. Multi-hit game for the 12th time this season for Rhodey.
Nice job by Rhodey. That drop ball in, she's able to turn on it. Addison Fisher's drop ball, she throws a heavy drop.
And Nia McKnight is going to be the pinch runner at first. And you may think, oh, that was kind of like a hockey slap shot for Rhodey, but actually she played left-handed. So a little different.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Fun fact, I, as a Canadian, never played hockey. So let's throw that out there for you.
Oh.
Not all Canadians play hockey.
I will say, though, you've got some history in your family with curling, right?
Yeah, my aunt. The 2002 Salt Lake City silver medal, Kelly Law. I did not curl. Yeah, the winter sports weren't my thing. But with the curling, what was the lingo that we had chatted about?
Oh, a curling tournament is a bonspiel.
A bonspiel. I mean, we should bonspiel one time together. The studio crew, maybe in OKC.
Yeah.
Find a curling rink at bonspiel.
We'll get on that. Let's send it back to the studio with Matt Schick. Maybe he'll be interested in a bonspiel. Well, thank you, Matt. And UCLA close to a double play. It would get the lead runner. Chansey's going to reach on the fielder's choice. Yeah, that Ole Miss Arkansas game is wild right now.
You could just see the drop ball trying to turn. It's heavy on the hands. Close to turning a double play, but
Brooke Blankenship. RBI double in the first. Popped that one hard. Chansey sprinting around, gets the stop sign at third. It's runners on the corners. And with the adjustments UCLA has made offensively, any more runs South Carolina can bring home is going to be key.
Huge. And we know their success with 2-out hitting and 2-out ribbies, all of them that are on the board with 2 outs, but this is hard on the hands, but good bat speed through the zone. She turns on it, finds some green.
Abigail Knight. Oh for 2 today. 3 for 8 last weekend with 3 RBI in the regional. Blankenship bumps over to second, 2 in scoring position. Three-ball count. Home and dives into second. Five ribbies for the postseason for Knight.
And this just couldn't feel more clutch. This is a drop ball that's down and in. She's able to turn on it, and we know this is a doubles park all the way. Tack on another double here for the Gamecocks at home. Two more clutch ribbies with just the way that UCLA has been swinging it. It just seems important to add a couple more insurance runs. She's one of the toughest outs in the lineup, no doubt about it.
All their runs coming today with 2 outs. Emma Sellers at the dish right now. Gamecocks with 2 outs, 6 for 10.
When you think about teams that are clutch, and when you think about kind of the postseason and the pressures of it, the 2-out hitting is so important, right? Like, who's going to be able to step up when there's pressure on and be able to do something big? And 7 of the runs all coming with 2 outs.
This one will hop slowly to Pola. And South Carolina leaves a runner in scoring position, but they tack on 2 more. Gamecocks up 7-2 after 5. Matt, thank you. That'll be Kevin Brown, Amanda Scarborough on the call. We were watching them last night. I mean, it was Florida State's got to come up with an answer quickly for Nyjah Kennedy, and that is way easier said than done.
Yeah, amen. It's going to be tricky. I also think the pitching piece for Florida State, they have to be a little bit better, right? They had to make 3 pitching changes. But, gosh, Texas Tech, like I said, they've been swinging it really well, which this whole season at times when Nyjah has thrown, they haven't always been able to put up a good chunk of runs. So think about how fearless she is, knowing her team is consistently putting runs up on the board. It's a difference maker.
Lefty Ramirez leading off here for UCLA, who is last 2 innings had the tying run at the plate, but now South Carolina has added 2 more runs back to a 5-run lead. The Gamecocks jumped out to a 5-0 lead after 2 innings in this game. Facing a UCLA team that run-rolled all 3 opponents last weekend at regionals.
I mean, I can't help but go back to that last inning of back-to-back base hits and then just savage move by Sam Gress to strike out. Like Jordan Woolry, Megan Grant, like 2 of the hottest hitters in the nation right now, like straight ice in her veins after giving up back-to-back solo shots.
Ground out to second base. We'll have game 2 of the Western Conference Final for you tonight on ESPN and ESPN Plus. The Stars host Connor McDavid and the Oilers at 8 Eastern. Dallas up 1-0 after their 3rd period comeback Wednesday night. Coverage drops with the point at 7:30. Do you want to send our stats guy, Ken Dunlap, into a tizzy right now? We could ask him the last time that a pitcher struck out Woolry and Grant back-to-back.
Yeah,
right? Like, I mean, they're the top hitters. They're the Bruin Bombers. So now he's got to look that up.
I bet it hasn't happened all year. I doubt that it's happened all year.
I mean, Megan Grant's only struck out now 9 times this season.
Wonder if Jeff Muir is going to text it to us. He might too.
It's a race. Ken did not roll his eyes at me. I appreciate that. Her last postseason in her 6th year, giving it everything.
Fire me up. This was drop-in. If she didn't lay out, it's drop-in. And she gets so fired up after it, just the excitement. You know, she's captain of this team.
A player that lost her love for the sport. Told us yesterday, after my first 3 seasons of college softball, I didn't like softball. I didn't like who I was becoming. And then I found Ashley Chastain Woodard and this coaching staff at Charlotte. Followed them to South Carolina in her 6th season. Her teammates call her grandma. She is okay with it. Just gave them everything.
And I think it just goes to show when you really are able to find someone that just lifts you up in so many different ways. You play the game different, right? Like when you have the mentality of running through a wall for your head coach and you just have that love, it's so different. A little bit of a scrape.
Yeah, now it's on the heel of her hand. She is a right-handed pitcher. How does that affect anything, having a scrape there, Danielle?
I think she should be okay.
Well, we want to take you back to regionals. There was a rundown here, and she dove and got a little cut there on her hand, and you just saw the training staff working with that again. That was just last weekend. So the trainer, May Cordero, had to come back out. A little rosin bag on it. Just rub some dirt on it.
There's no way she's coming out. She's fine.
You know what that gave? That kind of gave me vibes of like the diving play from Odyssey.
Yeah.
Alexander at the World Series. Never forget it. That was to tag somebody out, but still at home.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
They were playing Oklahoma State.
We have an answer. Ken Dunlap, everyone. Woolery and Grant, no back-to-back Ks all year. Oh. Confirmed. Thank you to our stats team. Rob's working on it too. I'm going to shout out Jeff Muir just in case. That is until now. The 1-2. Sophia Mojica grabbed it to left. She's on with 2 outs. Had an RBI single in the 4th, so a multi-hit game for the 6th time this season for Mojica. And the 9-hole Caitlin Terry started this game in the circle. It was her shortest outing of her career. Was pulled, put in right field, stayed in the lineup. They brought in Addison Terry as UCLA found themselves quickly down 5-0. Last weekend in the regional, they only gave up 2 runs total.
Well, and you're seeing adjustments that Caitlin Terry's making standing in the box. I mean, she is on top of the plate, knowing that Sam Gress likes to live on that outside edge, has that screwball, can climb the ladder. And at times, every single AB, you got to find a way to make a little bit of an adjustment, right? When you're facing a new pitcher who likes to maybe stay away from those lefties, moving around in the box a little bit, crowding the dish. But I will say, we haven't had to see Sam Gress really throw her changeup. I feel like I've seen it maybe 3 times since she's come into this game. And I mean, if she could get out of the 6th inning here without having to throw it again, and maybe show it again in the 7th. Like, that's kind of like a weapon that I have going into tomorrow. Like, the less you can see of my best pitch gives me more of a competitive advantage going into a game 2. Doesn't mean she can't throw it, but when I watched her regional games last weekend, that's a pitch that you're seeing her throw once to twice every single AB, and she really hasn't had to do that. Whether or not, maybe it's not as sharp as it normally is, but
still the hitter's thinking about it, right?
Gotta show me that you have it, or you have the confidence to be able to throw it, even though you may not get it for a strike. It's in my dome.
And when we talked to her head coach, who's also the pitch caller, in the 4th inning, she said we've got to use the off-speed smart.
Yes. Because UCLA at times is definitely a team that I even heard them calling from the dugout a couple times of like, sit. Not that they necessarily always have you picked, but they're a team that will sometimes sit on the soft if you're consistent with that pitch.
This is the best at-bat that Kaylin Terry's had today. Carried the load, her and Taylor Tensley, last season in the pitching circle, and now has this season pitching, hitting, playing right field. Was that the change piece?
That was the change piece.
Snuck it in there. Score stays the same. Well, game 1 of the Super Regional here in Columbia, South Carolina. The first time that the Gamecocks have ever hosted a Super Regional. And winning game 1, so important. 80% of game 1 winners advance to the Women's College World Series. South Carolina has not been there since 1997. We're going to have a pinch hitter here. Audrey Wilson, the freshman, will make her 19th appearance. 1 for 10 on the season. Bottom of the 6th inning, South Carolina took an early lead after 2 innings. They led 5-0. UCLA's largest comeback of the year, by the way, and a win is they trailed Michigan by 4 runs on April 28th, came back to win that one. Trailed by as many as 5 today.
I do think there is also a beauty when you get to host a super regional, like just the comfort level that you have. Like that to me was the clear-cut difference of when this game started. Like South Carolina was so settled. The fans were behind them. You could just feel this contagious energy. And then on the flip side, UCLA just never felt comfortable until probably 3rd or 4th inning. Probably the 4th is when you're like, all right, they're making a little bit of adjustments, but which is cool to see. And you just, you know, you tip your cap to coaches of South Carolina and just the conversations that they're constantly having with these group of athletes. Like it's a weekly thing on that belief and you belong, and to believe that, know your inner circle is all about each other. You just feel fearless. And it's nice to be at home.
And at the beginning of the season, when they started the year 20-0, which tied a record at South Carolina, that was the message they were pouring into them early. And Chastain Woodard felt like they made a lot of ground up there in the players believing they could do it. I mean, picked last in the SEC.
Well, and with getting so many new transfers, right? Like 9 transfers, there's some kids that are coming in, some women coming in. It's a different conference. The SEC grind is different. So you also have to have this inner belief that I belong here. Like personally, I can step up and show up because it's the toughest conference in the country. And that's why you look at South Carolina and how they've just continued to stay steady Eddie as the season's gone on. It's because the grind of and gauntlet of the SEC.
Yeah, 6 returning players, 3 starters, 6 transfers came from Charlotte. And then they added 6 freshmen too.
And then I think the culture that you're able to build, at least foundationally, is there when you think about those Charlotte athletes, right? Like, so to be able to bring them in, knowing the confidence and love they have for Coach Chastain Woodard and how that's been able to kind of trickle down. Obviously, this coaching staff is so tight-knit. I mean, gosh, they've been in each other's weddings. Like, you feel it when everyone's just connected together, and that's what you get in the vibe of South Carolina.
Quincy Lilio, no play available, 2 on. Let's check in with Matt in the studio. All right, thank you guys. Keep an eye on that one for us. Of course, you can always see it on the ESPN app, ESPN Plus. We'll get you there when we're done. Carly Shelton up, representing the winning run at the plate. The run roll in softball is up 8 runs after 5 innings. It's been a walk and a single, no outs, with Shelton at the dish, who's had a hit now in 6 of her last 7 games.
Like I said, an athlete that was coming to South Carolina camps as a 9-year-old. And to think about how special like it is to finally get to wear that Gamecock uniform and be a part of it. Those are just the like sweet little memories you look back on, grinding in this game. Some of her best memories, like going to the ballpark with her mom and dad and siblings and like learning how to play the game. She said, I think I could walk, but I don't think I knew how to throw a ball yet. And
her dad would hit him ground balls. Her mom would throw the family BP.
oh.
Her brother plays baseball at Florida. Sister played at FAU. We saw her last weekend.
Yep.
Now she's here watching. Shelton gets it down. Speeding around is Vincent Knoll. Stop sign, retreating back to third. Bases loaded, nobody out. Ariana Rhodey coming up. The winning run is at first base.
Well, and it's the adjustments made. Like, that's not a bad pitch, Courtney. Honestly, she's just on point with the scouting report. She goes down and gets this pitch and is able to stay on plane with it. Not a bad spot by Addison Fisher.
Ariana Rhodey is the home run leader this season for South Carolina. A single season record, 17 home runs. 12 have been go-ahead home runs. This would be a game winner. Ariana Rhodey, a player that had so much success at Charlotte, and then that pressure was on of, can she repeat that success? And she's worked with their mental performance coach, Joe Raba. Been outstanding for them this year, taking the pressure off herself.
When you think about both these teams, with UCLA entering the Big Ten this year for the first time and the grind of what that was like, and then on the flip side, you look at just the gauntlet of the SEC with the additions of Oklahoma and Texas, like both went through it and were well tested.
And Rhodey strikes out. Ashton Fisher needed that, but that is just the first out. Winning run is still at first base.
And clutch by Addison Fisher going downstairs, outside corner, just dirty. But thinking about both these teams, that was something I really thought about with South Carolina. Like, I don't know if UCLA is as battle tested
Lexi Winters plates a run. Now the winning run is at second base. She had the 2-run home run in the first inning to put South Carolina on the board. Ella Chansey's turn, just one away. Chansey pop up to left. Simp going back, runner tags and scores. South Carolina is 1 run away from run ruling the UCLA Bruins.
I did not have that on my scorecard, Courtney. If you're wondering.
It hasn't happened yet.
I know.
Winning run is at second. Brooke Blankenship, the shortstop. First time ever hosting a super regional, a team that was picked to finish last in the SEC.
That's a good adjustment from the last pitch that she swung out of her shoes in and around the same location. She's patient, knows she can't do anything with it.
And Rory mishandles it, but Shelton falls down and now she's in trouble. Mujica applies the tag. South Carolina close to run ruling, but we're going to the top of the 7th, and it'll be the last chance for UCLA. A monster hole for the Bruins. 80% of the time, if you win game 1 of the Super Regionals, you are advancing. And South Carolina is up 9-2. They have never won a Super Regional game. They've never hosted until today. Top of the order for UCLA, Clements, Pola, and Woolry up against Sam Gress. Right from the start, it has been South Carolina as the aggressor when it comes to offense and in the circle today.
Agreed. Yeah, this different type of confidence right from the jump. This home crowd has been in their back pocket. I think Jory Hurd, but more importantly, I think when you're able to score in that first or second inning, it just gives your pitcher that much more confidence going out there. And I think that was huge for Jory Hurd, her first kind of start in a little bit, right? She came in some relief situations last week and it was fabulous, but it's always different starting a game.
Yeah, hadn't started since May 1st until today. And gave Carolina exactly what they needed. They were able to bring in Sam Gress, their veteran, in the 4th inning. Clements reached for the first time in the 5th. Her last time up, she had a single. High pop up, but short. Lelio scooped it. Savannah Pola, 32nd multi-hit game today. Has had multiple hits in 7 of the last 12 games. A triple and a single this afternoon for the Bruins.
is that changeup. You're seeing it a little bit more in this 7th inning. Maybe threw it 4 or 5 times max since she's been in the ball game. You've seen her throw it 3 times here in the 7th. Last one was the fly out to Lilio.
That one hopped in the dirt. Snuck up on Lexi Winters behind the dish. Three in a row in the dirt for Gress. You see Lexi Winters talking to her. Sam Gress told us how important Lexi is. Makes her feel so comfortable out there. Knows exactly what she needs.
And that's kind of at times the difference between, you know, how you're feeling and how you're not. When you have that battery mate and just the comfort level of knowing that they got you and being able to pick you up, because you can feel very lonely out there in the circle.
Pola lifting it. Vincent, UCLA down to its final out. Jordan Woolry struck out twice today. Has not reached. Just the third 2-strikeout game of the season for Woolry.
When you look at where she's standing when she gets in the box, she's way off the plate, knowing that she's arm side heavy more, meaning those right-handed hitters tend to get a heavy dose on the inner half. Two. Just so much trust in the pitch calling too. Talking to Sam Gress, I'm like, have you ever, you know, shook or didn't want to throw a pitch? She said, I've done it one time. Besides that, I have so much trust. Pitches being called.
And Woolry, pitching for the first time today. And you know who bats behind her? That would be Megan Grant. Home run leader with 25 on the season. Got a single in the 4th, but struck out in the 5th. First pitch change.
First pitch change, and it's almost like you feel like these hitters need to have good at-bats. I mean, 2 down, pretty big difference in score here, but what confidence can you try to carry if you're not able to win this ball game into tomorrow? A good, healthy at-bat to kind of just give yourself a little bit of confidence, because it is, you look at Jordan Mulry, you look at Megan Grant, like at times that team goes as they go. And they have not been able to really step up today. There's been some chances for Jordan Mulry. They had back-to-back singles with Mulry and Grant to come up.
First time ever that South Carolina has won a super regional game. And they hit the gas from the first pitch today.
Well, and I feel like you have to have that approach. And they did. Plan executed. Impressive to see offensively how they were able to come out and attack and score first. And on the flip side, Jory Hurd, she really set the tone. I think you always got to talk pitching and how that is able to go up against that tough UCLA offense. She did a great job.
Let's take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance. Giving it to the 6th year, Sam Gress in the circle.
Well, and just kind of ice in her veins type of situations. She's laying everything out on the line, being that 6th year, knowing the importance of winning game 1. 80% of the winners head to the Women's College World Series. And
wow, and South Carolina comes out, makes a statement on UCLA. They get the win in game 1 of the best-of-3 series, 9-2. We will play again tomorrow. Game 2 of the series, UCLA season on the line now.
It is. Now you see what they're made of. They're going to have to make a switch. And on the flip side, pedal to the metal if you're South Carolina. Continue the momentum from today, no doubt.
I'll tell you what, the Gamecocks looked like they loved playing at home for a super regional. They win game 1, 9-2. Game 2 tomorrow at 1 Eastern.